On the show today, news, our top 3 Disney legends, what's that sound, and more. Welcome to After Hours episode 61.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Boy.
Hello, and good evening. Welcome to the After Hours, episode 61. I'm your host, Carlos Silva, talking with you from South Florida, and I'll be joined by my dear buddy. He's already joining us, getting to the room. Look, you can hear him. He's arriving. It's our buddy, Collin Kendall, all the way from Kentucky.
If you don't know what that is, I'm sorry in advance.
And all the way from Orlando, our dear buddy, the magic friend, magic buddy, Jason Canapp.
If I were a rich man, yada-dee-da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da-dee-da-da. It's going to be a fun night. I'm feisty.
He is.
Here we go.
No different.
Here we
no
go.
different than
Yeah, I
usual,
like the
but here we
energy.
go.
I like
go.
this. Buddies, let's talk Disney. How are you? Yeah, we're gonna have a very special show tonight. And it was a strange week for us because usually we spend a lot of time talking to each other and preparing things, and this one was a little bit in the pilot mode, automatic pilot mode. Yes,
It was so lovely. I got to catch up on some programs.
Yes.
Painted my
He called them
toenails.
programs.
It was
Tells how old he is.
and actually you already watching you already ended the 3 seasons for
I finished.
the Drive to Survive.
Drive to Survive? Yeah, I'm finished. I'm ready to watch
You
again.
watched
I
3
said as soon as
seasons in, like,
the
2
final
weeks?
episode was over, I said to Michelle, I think I need to watch it again. She said no.
I'm not watching anymore.
Good.
No.
But it's about time to say hello to our friends.
Oh, they're cheering for
That was a
us.
little
They're
cheering.
ready for that.
Hello to our friends. Everybody, I will start with those that are watching us and not making comments. This is about the time for you to make the comments, to tell us where you're watching us from. And everybody here is splendid. Join the community. Colin, who's there?
We got Joe Logan, Kelly Lawrence, Caleb Hill, Joe Logan again, John Logan. Look at that, he changed his name just for us. Karen St. Pierre, good to see you. Jerry or Gary, I'm sorry, we can't figure out which one it is because Facebook doesn't tell us, but it's good to see you. Jason, who do you see?
I see Sarah Collins and Anthony. Good to see you. Michael Riley's in the house. One of the Michael Rileys is in the house. Mark Williams, welcome. Valerie, wonderful to see you. We've got, let's see, you said Joe and Joe. I think I saw John. From
John,
across the pond is
I'm
back.
seeing John here, yeah.
Say hi to my lovely wife Michelle, and my mom is here as well, and Chris and Kelly, and so many great people here tonight.
Ben is here also. Ben all the way from the UK too.
Ben, is he
Yeah.
still awake? And Kathy's
He's saying
here.
morning, yes.
Good morning, Benjamin.
Yes, really good to see all you guys. And as mentioned before, don't forget to make the comments. If you're watching us, even if you're watching us during the replay, make your comments and join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, After Hours Let's Talk Disney. And another thing that is really important for us.
And another thing.
Yes, what? Which
No,
we-
I'm waiting for it.
And the
another
other thing that is pretty important is this. Share
I'm
it.
still waiting for
Share
Kramer to
it.
burst through the door behind Jason or Carlos, one or the other.
Share it. If you're watching us in YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, the like button.
Little bell. Ring the little bell. You got to ring the little bell.
Yes, and this is pretty important. So you're gonna ring my bell, ding my bell, ring ling.
I think we know a T-Rex that sang that song once.
Another. That's the first one from the. Yeah, we have to come back with the playlist. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, like and share. Look, like and share.
Ooh, almost got me.
Buddies, let me get ready here.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the one who will follow me?
Yeah,
What?
you watch it up and it confuses me. I don't know. I like the old days when I just knew.
Now is the time.
Guess Jew.
Okay, I'll do it again. Okay.
Is that what you mean?
You know, we spent the whole week without talking to each other that much.
Like a tear up.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Now is the time.
No, it's the best time.
It is new of the week's will. I have some things that I prepare here for you buddies for us to comment. Some things that we did not discuss before, but I think we will appreciate it. I like the news of the week when you have a week like this that is pretty light and uplifting. Everything is okay. I will start. The first one it is actually there's some new names on the window in Main Street, USA. Is Phil Holmes, former VP for Disney Hollywood Studios. Juan Rivers, former VP of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Jim McPhee, former Disney World Operations Executive. And Trevor Larson, former EVP of Facilities and Operations for Disney Parks and Resorts Worldwide. And
What is CVCS? Is it services? Is
I
that an
think
abbreviation?
yes,
Okay.
probably services. Yes, operational services. Yes.
SVCS and sorry, yes.
And look, and the windows, they're going to be in the Academy of Talent Education and Training. And the faculty will be the names. And if you look at the previous photo, the window is upstairs and one of the windows of the Emporium at the second level.
Go back to that picture of the
This
thing.
one?
Yeah.
Huh. International. You see them what they do, and I like the whole thing is because and later on today, I think we're gonna have another mention for the windows, and I will not spoil where and when, but we're gonna mention something. I have to make a comment regarding windows, and there's another coincidence. Last Sunday, I did Sunday. Yeah, I did a special post in my Instagram on Ponto Orlando about windows, about the Main Street windows, and so it was right on time.
Megan's asking a great question.
Yes.
Is when people get windows on Main Street, do they replace someone, or are there a bunch of empty windows?
I think there's still a bunch of empty windows. I don't think they will replace. Not for the time
At
being.
some point, they're going to run out of windows.
Yes. Well, yeah.
How'd they not run out of windows already?
Yeah. There's still there's still some empty windows there. But
There's one in that picture right next to it.
yes, you can see. Yeah, you can see right there. You can see right there. Let me show you. Now look.
Yep, empty.
That's true. I just okay. I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
No.
I'm not going to say it.
That's never good.
No, yeah. Now
On
you
to
have
the next news item.
Okay, so let's go to.
I don't know where I would like to know how they decide, like how they draw the line, because you know how many vice presidents there are in Walt Disney World and Walt Disney parks operations and stuff like that.
I know it is not
Like,
It's
you're
not
gonna
an-
run out of window.
It's not an elective without the cast members. I think there is a committee or something like that. I already heard something
Oh, a
about
committee. That usually resolves all problems.
that. Yep.
A
yep.
good committee. There's nothing like a good committee.
Yes.
That's what I like to say.
But it's the next one. Jason will be delighted with that. September.
No.
September.
Where did you find this out?
I found it at. I think it was. I will not say my source. No, I cannot. I can't.
No,
disclose.
come on.
I know,
How
I-
did you
I
not?
can't
How did
disclose
you
it.
keep this?
Away.
Away.
Because
This is our place.
I wanted.
There's a place where
Another one.
That's a scary song.
Another
right there.
one.
and its name is Flying Fish, and it's delish.
And Flying Fish is supposed to be open anytime during the month of September. They don't have already official date,
I
but
don't
they're
care.
getting ready. They're getting
I
ready
don't
to
care.
open, and I hope they open with the tomahawk back because that's the only thing that.
All their steaks are really good.
Yes,
everything's
but,
good.
but the
Everything there
tomahawk,
is
the
good.
tomahawk is amazing.
Oh, the lobster bisque.
Ironically, Flying Fish I've never actually eaten fish at.
No, I already ate a fish there.
Good. The fish is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's all good.
And
And the
I'll-
tomatoes.
And I will include another thing here because it was Jason that brought that up, brought this to us 5 minutes before we started the live shows, or no, that the Space to 20 already has an opening date.
Guess what it is? Someone take a guess. Crazy guess.
When? Yeah. And we have 40 seconds waiting. October 1st. October 1st is
I
when.
couldn't even
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, October 1st
is-
is when.
I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of faith in their dates at this point on that restaurant.
Well, it's okay. So this is what was interesting because all these things. I mean, okay, let's go through the list of all the things opening October 1st. So now we know Space 220, right? We have Ratatouille.
Ramis, yeah.
Ratatouille, right? We have
Harmonious.
Harmonious.
but all the other events and things. We have all these food kiosks that are going to
The
be because they all stay
Disney
opening October 1st.
Enchantment.
But in Epcot, you have all those, all the food. And there's less like a third of them. I mean, it's like a lot of that's going to happen. You have
Could
okay,
become a
so all these things
nightmare
are
in a
happening.
hurry.
Now wait, in the earnings call today, they mentioned that they expect to be fully staffed by the end of the calendar year.
That doesn't include October.
That doesn't include October. Right. So I'm just saying.
It's going to be
It's
interesting.
gonna be
Well,
interesting.
some of these are roles that may already exist that have been brought back, but also Patina staffing 220.
Yes, that's true.
So that helps a little bit, but still, people are people, you know? I mean, and they're
People-
struggling enough to get their
There's
own people.
one.
Wait,
are
people, what could it be? Another one.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I'm just going to sit here quietly.
I think that does this leave one place that we are still waiting to hear about, Carlos? One
As far as
restaurant?
restaurants,
Takumite.
Victoria and Albert's is
Takumite.
not open.
Takumite, yes.
Yeah, but Victoria and Albert's like, I mean,
They're on the same tier almost.
gonna be a while.
Takumite is the one that
I think you're right. Food quality wise, they are on the same tier. But yeah,
Similar
Takumite.
pricing tier, too.
Yep.
Victoria and Albert's
Takumite is a little
more.
softer, but still.
Yeah.
So let's go to
Anyway.
the third news of the day, which is there was Zach Ridley, an Imagineer, put out an Instagram post about he's the Imagineer responsible for one of the Imagineer responsible for Harmonious, and he put an Instagram post confirming that the torches, the World Showcase Lagoon torches will be part of the illumination of the Harmonious show, which is always nice. So he said, the storytelling by firelight. Those torches are fierce and a core part of the spectacular experience each night in the World Showcase Lagoon. These torches.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
These torches have played a role in Illuminations and Epcot Forever, and I can confirm that they will be part of our new show Harmonious coming October 1st.
Here's my thing with this.
Okay.
Like, I'm excited about it, but we would have known by now if they weren't going to be a part of the show. They would have come down.
No,
And
but
they wouldn't be
they
using
they
them
could
currently.
they could just and then it
That's
would not
true.
be
They
part.
could blow them
They
out
will be
again, yeah.
part of the show. That is, Colin. That's huge. That's huge.
Sure it is.
Yeah. Oh,
We were talking about while you guys were talking amongst yourself, we were having a little chat
yeah.
conversation. And,
Okay.
yeah. Yes.
And so there's another thing about Epcot. Last week we mentioned about the cast members and the DVC's dates for the previews for Ratatouille, and then right after that we have the dates for us annual pass holders. And what surprised me is that it's not that there were a few dates. They took out almost the whole month of September for annual pass holders.
And I hope that Michelle and Henry enjoy it a lot.
Wait for it, but there's a chance, buddy. There's a chance.
Okay.
There's something new that I have to tell you, because they announced that tomorrow, August 13th, they're gonna be selling a special event, a special ticket for D23 Gold members. Okay, they can buy for $75. They could buy. Let me explain, buddy.
How do I even defend this?
Yeah, okay, whoa. Let me explain. I will explain the whole event. You have to be in the Epcot's parking lot at 6:30 a.m. And then they're gonna take you walking from there until
Okay, it got worse instead of better, Carlos. Keep
and
going.
then you're gonna get there in the new area for Ratatouille, and they're gonna present you the new area, and you're gonna sample a few of the crepes, the creperie, and then you're gonna experience.
Parking won't be included, right? I'm sure.
And you're gonna experience
They're gonna charge you
Ratatouille.
$28 for preferred.
So after you walk 7 miles from the parking lot back to Ratatouille.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Oh, so
it's
like an hour.
$75 for two. You can get a companion on that.
That's a little better. But
So
still,
tomorrow,
like,
you
come
can
on.
buy.
Maybe you should have told me this like 6 hours ago. That would have been helpful.
No, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I
they
know.
will-
I'm saying, but do you just bring cash? And do you bring large bags of coins? Like, what do you? How does it work?
Show
Is there
up
a
with a
place
bag of
online?
pennies.
You go
DVC
online?
is Ben is saying DVC free, annual pass holder free.
AP is free.
AP is free. Yes.
Not tomorrow. He means future events.
No. Yeah. Future
Like
events.
the previous.
Ben, don't get me. Don't do that to me. I would have shown up looking for my free pass tomorrow, Ben.
And
It'd be
this
$74 instead
and
of
the
$75.
and the sad thing about
What time do I have to be there? 6:30.
6:30
That's so early.
is the check-in. They do a check-in that they.
Wait, how do you buy them?
This isn't a running event, is it? Because I'm not running.
No, buddies.
You have
It is
to
a
run
D.
Ratatouille
It is a
for the
D23. Is it a D23 event? So you can buy on the D23 at the Gold members dashboard there. And you can buy it there.
Oh, on the website. Okay.
Okay, so you can buy
Is it
that.
all gone already?
I don't. It is opening tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, but the event's tomorrow, isn't it?
The event's tomorrow.
No.
Good
Okay.
Lord, man!
That
I
makes
would have
more
shown up
sense.
at the parking lot
No,
with $75 in
no.
hand.
Pay attention.
At
They
6:30 in the morning.
So if you hold on. Let me speak to you. That's you just yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what the
Now,
September the 4th, 5th, and thing. Okay.
if you stay quiet just for
I
10
can't.
seconds. No.
I'm too excited about this attraction, as some people know.
Tomorrow, April 13th, you're gonna have the opportunity to buy
August.
the ticket. August 13th. You're gonna have the opportunity to buy the tickets for the
September 4th and 5th.
the events that could be or September 4th or 5th. You can choose from those. It is a Saturday and it's a
I
Sunday.
realize my mother is probably screaming at the television right now. Right?
Yeah,
She's-
no, I can see
her
the
birthday
comment.
September 3rd.
Okay, so it is.
You already got. I gave you a birthday present.
Okay, so And Patricia say yes. Go for it, Patricia. Go. So gold members, D23 gold members can do it tomorrow online. They're going to start the selling of that. I think it's going to vanish pretty fast.
Oh,
Despite,
it's gonna be gone in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So be ready for
If
that.
that.
You know what? If they really wanted to make it fair, and by fair I mean cruel, they could have opened it at 7 a.m. and that way people would have to make Sophie's choice decision. They'd have to like, do I try to get to Rise, or do I try to get to the Ratatouille?
But one thing,
Wait. So one thing I do want to clear up: how early? Like when you go to the actual event, what time is it? Is it during normal park hours?
No, you have to be 6:30
Middle
for
of the night.
You have
You
to
go
be-
walking
So
in
it's
your
at
sleep
6:30 in the morning too.
through the valley. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So that's because at 6:30 you get there 6:30 for the check-in.
That's tomorrow.
No, the day of the
Everything's
event.
at 6:30.
It's all really early. That's kind of my point. Like that's so early.
Yes, because they don't want to have you the event during the park hours. That's it. So
Right.
So
the-
so just to
And
get
you're
this
eating
clear,
grapes
the-
at
the-
6:30.
the
That's breakfast of
sign up,
champions right there. I
the
love it.
attempt to buy the ticket, the scramble
Tomorrow.
to hand over
I
$35
really don't know
happened-
what time it could be.
that happens at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow.
No. The 6:30 is when the event starts.
But when does the
So
ticket
that could
go
be
on sale?
midnight tonight.
It goes on sale August 13. I don't know. Could be
That's-
probably midnight tonight. Midnight, the turn of the clock tonight.
I can't stay awake all the time.
Yeah, but that
Check it 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
5 a.m.
check it.
7
Yes,
a.m.
you have to. That I don't have that much of the
All right,
detail.
all of our friends across the pond, we feel like we need to take shifts here. I know that you won't be able to participate, but I think in solidarity, you should
So
just call me, please.
Megan was asking something. Dumb question. Is Remy right the same that is in Paris, right? Well,
Yeah,
it's
same one.
supposed to be. Usually that there's some kind of adjustments
Yeah,
but
very,
it's
very
basically very similar.
I got
Very
it because now I'm
similar.
gonna have to do the cost analysis. Like, would it cost me less to just fly to Paris? and
Could be.
I mean, at some point.
We need, as soon as the park, because from what I've heard, the park there is still under strict restrictions and reduced shows. But as soon as that goes to a better situation, I think we need to talk, buddies. We need to talk, buddies.
Oh yeah, we do.
Hello to our buddy Fred Abley.
Hello, Fred.
That brings me one very single new item that I have to share. Our dear audience, be prepared because next week we're gonna have a very special after hours. Is our back to school episode 62 with our friends from the Teachers Pep Rally podcast. And Fred
Sing the song.
Fred is one of them. Fred will be with us. It's going to be a very special show. Saying hello to Mark Sheffield, to Terry Ferguson Berger. Hello, everybody. Well, let's do one thing. Let's go to the last piece of news today.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, that's more. There was some questions about the scaffolding that the people start to see around Splash Mountain, and then there were questions is about the time that they're doing the refurbish, and actually there was a podcast for the Orlando Sentinel that Melissa Valiquette, which is the Magic Kingdom vice president, that she tried to explain that there are many. No, I don't want to. Yeah, look, you want to read it? You can. Read it.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Keep going.
Basically,
That's
she
fine.
was saying that there were many meetings about Splash Mountain, of course, and that although yes, are not seeing any changes, the changes would take some time. Even for could be more than months and years that we could see anything on stage. So,
I'd just like to say I called this many months ago.
No, I'm calling many years to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I said it many months ago. This is a very long-term project for Disney.
Yes, but
it only makes sense. Why would you refurbish it as elaborately as they did last year to change it? I mean, doesn't make any sense. Might be 5 years. We'll see.
yes. So that as I said, our news today was so light, so great, uplifting, many good things, and even we shared the news of the episode next week that I'm pretty excited. We need to talk about the lad a lot.
The one after that.
Mark Sheffield is saying splash.
Mark, I don't like to hear about that, Mark. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous when you say things like that.
And Mark Sheffield saying splash won't be done until Frontierland rehab.
I don't like that word.
And scaffolding is part of another internal project.
Yep.
But you know one thing, buddies, if they do things with Frontierland, for instance, Frontierland in the park in the Disneyland park in Paris is so special. It's so special. You say bring some of the things that they have in Paris to the one in Magic Kingdom. I'll be so happy, and I'm sure, Jason, that you really appreciate it too. Don't worry about it. Trust them.
Have we just met?
He doesn't trust anyone.
We just met.
Yeah, he trusts me and you.
Frontierland is it's a precious thing to me.
I know.
Don't touch his island.
Oh. Anyway,
What is Carlos doing?
I don't know. He's looking at
Mark. Can I put the comment, Mark?
It's already up. It's already here, right?
So I will show.
It's already there.
So then I would say, without going into disclosure, that Carlos is going to be very, very happy.
What about Jason? Is Jason going to be very happy?
I'm sure, buddy.
Maybe less happy.
And I have to tell that. And it's one of the things that surprised me. One of the things that surprised me the most in Paris, in Disneyland Paris, is how beautiful is their Frontierland. And thinking about Frontierland, which is something so related to U.S., to America, and their redemption in Paris is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is amazing. So if they bring something like that to here, oh, buddies, it will be a blast.
You almost that was like almost a little Winnie the Pooh moment there. Like, I can't do it.
You know what? There was last episode. There was a moment like that when you mentioned marzipan. So, okay, buddies. That was
That was a lot of news.
There were a lot of news.
Sorry about
yeah,
that.
what a lot of news. Our very special. So
an emotional roller coaster tonight too. Really.
Yes. And be prepared. We'll be even more than that.
Oh God, I can't take it.
Carlos is happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. It's what Fred say. Hi, buddy. We are going to be really happy next week with our episode, a special episode. Fred, Pete, and cannot remember the name. Aaron and Leticia. Okay, that will be all with us. Well, now I have to ask you, Collin, without his he is already prepared and ready for that. So, oh no, there's one thing I have to ask. There's one thing. No, there's one thing that I forgot, and I almost forgot. I have to ask, and I will ask Collin, because the new segment were brought by Collin Kendall and his.
Oh, there we go.
And his guide for
magical.
WDW.
It's like product placement at its finest. Not too much for me tonight. I am pushing towards that goal on Instagram, about 50 people away. So if you have a friend, everybody comments a friend, and then, hey, we'll get over that mark, and then we'll be able to do some new things on Instagram, possibly bring some new friends from there over here so that they can join us and help us grow our community. So if you know anybody there, or if you're not following already, be sure to say hello. Come follow me on Instagram at Guide4WDW. Additionally, I partnered with Celebrations Magazine not long ago. We're doing a special edition book that will be coming out this September, I believe. The pre-order is up, but if you want to look at just shop prints from me, go to guide4ww.com. To find the book, you can go on over to celebrationsmagazine.com, I believe. It may be celebrationspress.com. I don't recall. Sorry for that, but check it out. It's going to be a really neat book. He's just shared on Instagram on the Celebrations Magazine's page that some of the previews of what it's going to look like. Some of the very first ones that have come out. So if you're excited about books, you like coffee table style books, check it out. And that'll not only help me, but it'll also give you some great photos of the parks and an amazing book.
And we're so happy not only for Tim and his book there, but to have our very Collin being part of that with many photos. We're proud of it, buddy. We're really proud of that. And I would like to ask everybody, make a note right now. If you're not following Collin's in Instagram profile, do it right now, because he's so close to
really
get it.
Close. It's like 50 people.
To get it to that number, to that magic number. So again, let's do it. There were some comments here that two people commented. So Selby all the way from São Paulo, Brazil, say, I really like the Paris from Chilean soundtrack choices. Many tracks from Western movies. Yes. Zach Brown saying, and just then Carlos was seized with emotion. Now, the emotion, which was the song about the emotions? Thinking a broken heart is just emotion that's taking me over. Tied up in sorrow, lost in... That's another one from our playlist. The third one. Okay.
Oh, no.
Collin.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Now is the best time.
It's over under. Over under is the part of our show that I will come up with an experience. Actually, with a day with several different experiences, and Collin and Jason need to price it. And with your help, the help of our dear audience, they will try to find out the price. And I'll say, when they come with the different prices, I will say it's over or it's under the prices that they choose. But actually, most of those prices is you, our audience, that will come up with. Okay, are you guys ready for that the experience? Yeah, are you ready? Yes.
I'm a little nervous because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, that's why. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
I'm so happy about it too.
Yeah, I know, because it's you will see. It is Food Lovers Day for two, and we're gonna be talking about food.
Not to be confused with a Lovers Food Day for two.
Well, that could work too.
Now you confuse me. Now you totally confuse me. But it's that Food Lovers Day
for two.
Okay. So one thing you have to put in consideration here is that we're not talking about. Don't think about tickets. They're annual pass holders. Thank you, Disney. Thank you. They're annual pass holders, and they're and we're not going to talk.
Comments I can't say.
and we're not going to talk about the hotel stay, because this is we're thinking about the day. Okay. So it is a couple. It's a nice couple. They haven't.
Or two buddies.
Jason got froze for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Or two. I was saying, or two buddies.
Yes, but it is.
Practicing for his Verizon commercial.
No, it is. But it's a couple, and they love food. And their first experience, they're gonna head to Disney's Beach Club Resort, and they're gonna go to the Cape May Cafe.
Modern or previous?
It is
It makes a difference on the pricing.
It is the breakfast at the current breakfast at Cape make cafe. Okay, for two.
Okay.
That's the first experience.
Am I allowed to look anything up?
Oh no, I'm right.
No, you cannot. You cannot. No, no.
None for you. That defeats the purpose.
Very,
Can I
very,
use
very
a calculator?
sneaky.
My maths aren't
Very
very good.
So the first experience, and everybody take a note there, is breakfast for two at Cape May Cafe. The current situation, I think that Collin was there pretty recently. I was supposed to meet you guys there, but then
It was very
real
early,
life
but I was
caught me.
there.
yeah. And how was it?
It was good. I was actually quite impressed.
Good.
But I know the price point, so I can't say that at the moment.
Okay.
No. Are we allowed to work
I
together?
am bound to be very close.
So the experience number two. So that couple had an amazing coffee.
Yeah, does this include
good.
tips?
There's a good question in here. Yeah. Does it include the tip?
No, don't count tips.
No, we're cheap.
Yeah. So
You don't get one.
don't yeah. So you go from the nice breakfast at Cape May Cafe, and then you walk.
Guys, I need your help. So just kick numbers at me. As
And
this
you
talk
walk
goes.
towards Epcot because it's so close. You're gonna have the view of the boardwalk, and you get into from the International Gateway, and you will head to the land to have because you will say, well, it's currently not operating, but try to think that it's already open, and they're gonna experience the behind the scenes tour.
Oh man.
The
I've looked at
behind
this so many times. I don't remember.
the behind the scenes tour, which is an amazing tour. We're going to the greenhouse. You're gonna talk with the experts there. You're gonna even you can even taste a little bit of the squash of
That's riveting. A taste of raw squash.
and you can make questions, and you see all the right boats going around you. It's funny. I already did that once, and it was amazing.
It is a cool tour.
Yes, and it's amazing. It's not an expensive tour as compared to other ones. Okay, so the second experience is behind the scenes tour. But remember, we're talking about the couple they're food lovers, and actually they're gonna be there in the middle of Food and Wine Festival. So they're enjoying the park, and they say, well, let's stop the third experience. Actually, they're gonna stop by a booth, a kiosk, and the first one they're gonna stop is the one in China, where they're gonna have the pan-fried chicken dumpling, the Ziran beef bao ban, and they're like me. They're beer lovers, and they're gonna have two jasmine draft beers. But I'm gonna bring the pictures of the dumpling, the chicken dumpling, and the bun bao, the bao. And that is the
Wait,
third.
so is this total, or are
Yes.
they getting two of each of these?
No, it's total.
Okay.
Everything is total here. So, and when it's two, I'm showing the two draft beer.
All right. I desperately need help.
Yes, I'm not paying attention to.
So I need. So if you're throwing just not for Carlos, for everyone else. If you are going to give me a number, please tell me if it's the total number, or if you're pricing a particular part of it. I'm so lost that don't expect me to be able to interpret your number. All right, don't throw $60 out there because I don't know.
So
Tell me what is it? Assign it to something.
Wait, Patricia. There's more.
There's not more, is there?
Yes, there's more.
We're very full people at this point.
No, I didn't
This
finish.
sounds like a good day in my book.
Yeah.
Good
Because
Lord,
when we're gonna
Irene.
be in Spain booth,
Okay, you got me a charcuterie. Okay.
we're gonna have
There's always room
charcuterie.
for
We're gonna
charcuterie
have
and ice cream.
the seafood salad with shrimp, based scallops, and mussels, and again, they're beer lovers. They're 2 Estrella Galicia Cerveza Special Lager, and that's the fourth of the 6 experiences.
What?
So that's the fourth of the
Wait,
6.
I gotta get my calculator out. Give me a second. If I'm not close, I'm gonna be really
Is there a
disappointed in
purging
myself.
period during this day?
It's going to be a pretty expensive day. I'll tell you. Okay, so
When do I buy the new belt?
remember, the fourth experience was the charcuterie board, the seafood salad, and the 2 beers. And I'm bringing out here the pictures of the charcuterie board and the seafood salad, which is lovely, beautiful. But then they continue walking. They're going to marry.
We better with all this food we're eating.
Walking with the
I hope we buy a bottle of water.
But
here
they said to you know one thing. We need something sweet.
Oh crap! There's more.
So they stopped. They stopped by the American Pavilion where you have the funnel cake, and they got a
we
mini.
just lost our British audience, by the way. With funnel cake.
Mini candied bacon s'mores funnel cake, and 2 Dasani bottled waters.
Oh, we're finally getting some water.
Okay.
Yes, some hydration. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, you got some at breakfast too. You can assume drinks are included.
You better.
Just to bring the picture here of the
Ooh,
funnel
that
cake.
looks good.
So they
Yeah,
needed
somebody deliver me one of those. Is that butter?
But no, it's not butter.
What's on the bottom of the?
No, it's
the
a
whipped
s'more, so
topping?
that's marshmallows.
S'more.
Oh,
Marshmallows,
okay. It looked like a stick of butter.
S'more, so that's marshmallows there. So that's the fifth
Like what the heck?
experience. And so they had the rest of the afternoon walking around Word Showcase and even Future Word, because there was a pretty dynamic, energetic couple. And
But
they
wait,
said,
there's more.
they went to again through the International Gateway, and they took the Skyliner and took the very first stop at Riviera Resort because they had an ADR reservation for Topolino's, and they had
Which we thought was a great idea before this day started. And
And
now
they-
we're wondering, why did we...
They're
they
starting
had
to waddle.
they had dinner at Topolino's.
What did they eat?
What, the 10 o'clock seating?
yes, very late. They had the bouillabaisse, which is
I don't even know what that is.
bouillabaisse is a fish stew. Is a fish
fun to
stew,
say.
and then they have the diverse scallops, and 2 glasses of the Banfi Rosso. Banfi from Chateau Banfi in Tuscany.
That's just mean with the wine. That's mean.
Tuscany.
That's mean.
Tuscany, because I visit that place. I'm not a wine
How many,
lover.
do they
but
have 2 glasses or 2 bottles? I
2
can't
glasses. 2 glasses. Each one of them.
With these 2, I mean, you can't expect anything at this point.
So let me recap. So they
yeah, please, that'd be great.
started at Cape May Cafe. They had the behind the scenes tour. They went to the China kiosk and had dumpling, bao, and beer. And they went to Spain to have charcuterie, seafood salad, and another 2 beers. And then they went to take the s'mores funnel cake at the funnel cake place in the U.S. and the American Pavilion with 2 waters. And they ended up the day pretty happy with bouillabaisse, diverse scallops, and 2 glasses of Banfi Bulgari Rosso at Topolino's.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got my guess.
I've
I
got
don't
a
think
number,
that
and
close,
I'm embarrassed to say it.
Okay.
Okay, I want to know, everyone else doing calculations at home, give me
they've
totals.
already said.
Give me
for the most
totals. I got
part.
Megan saying 240. I've
It's a
got
wide
Ryan
range.
saying 330. My mother, God love her, she's at 991. This is great because she's at 991, and so it's like if it came in at 800, she's like, that's such a bargain. Valerie's at 305. Oh wait, okay. So let's see. Where's Michelle? I'm waiting for Michelle's number because she was at Epcot today. I don't see any others. I don't see any totals.
So which
Total. Oh, okay.
which
125.
which
so
one
450. Diane says 450. Joe Logan says 750.
which one of you will bring me the first price?
I'll give you a number. I'll give you a
Okay,
got a number.
give me.
I am at a cautious 385.
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad anymore.
385.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm at-
it's under.
I'm at 355.
It's under like the actual number's under 385, or
Yes.
I'm under.
I'm at 355.
The actual number is under.
I'm at 355.
Oh, I'm shocked.
So Jason is saying it's 355. And Lisa is saying it's 315. Jason 355. The actual number is under 355.
See, originally I had 333, and then you got to the wine, and I know nothing about wine.
It's
Is that
so I think
closer?
maybe I'm overpricing the wine, and maybe I'm overpricing the dessert. So let me do a recalculation here. Let me knock this down here, because maybe these two are cheaper than Carlos when it comes to picking the wine. And then so I'm gonna take that down to
Diane says 295.
And then, yeah, I like that, Diane. I like 295.
Kelly
I
said
like
the same thing, 295.
Oh, I like 295.
Lisa saying 315. Marion said
Brian says
it's
he's
already.
330.
Laura said 300. So I would say one thing for you guys. I would pick,
Now is the time.
I would say that Kelly and Diane, who brought the 295, it's over 295.
Oh,
Am I close with my 333?
is Ryan right?
So you want to bring your 333 as an
I'll bring my
official guess?
333
It's
as an
official
official
guess.
guess.
It's
316, Bob.
under. It's under.
$1.
It's under.
It's under 333.
Yes.
Is it over 323?
My buddy Ryan, my buddy Ryan saying 330. Buddy and neighbor. He's out. It's really close here to where I live. Ryan says 330.
And we're not including tax or tips, right?
Yes. So I'll say it's under 330.
Under 330?
Yes.
323.
It is under that.
I think I overestimated food and wine. prices.
317.50.
Kyle is saying 316, 316. It's under that.
317. Oh wait, he said 316.
Peter,
What did he say?
our buddy Peter. Peter says 295.99
You
is
said 315. You said 317.
is over.
Shut up.
Over.
My brain shuts down when we get to math, Colin.
Diane is saying 300.
I
Okay,
don't.
Is it over 300?
it is over
I don't
300.
know.
Someone
It's
got
over 3.
Someone got a really close here.
307.
It's
306, 305, 304.
actually, Valerie said I was close at 305. Yes, you were the closest one.
304.
Yes. The price is 304.
I think I said that at some point.
No, you have to call it officially.
Okay, show us the breakdown.
Breakfast
Okay,
at
I
Cape
was
May.
right- I was
Okay,
right
so
on
I was
breakfast.
$10. I was 10 over on breakfast. I
had
was way
27 and
over on
27.
the tour. Ooh, I thought the tour was $80.
No,
It's about
Um,
$27 a person, I thought. Which, what is that? What does
It
that end up being? Like
it's 29.
$28?
It's 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
China, I don't know if
Good
you're
that
right.
we're not
about
good at
China.
math.
So I thought both China and Spain were going to be $30. So I was $7 off on each of those. And then dessert, I had a 25. So I was close on that. But and then dinner. What did I have for dinner? Where's my dinner?
I was way off on the third food and wine.
Dinner. Oh, I was close. I was close on dinner. Actually, I had 130 on dinner. So it was the other ones I was way off of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Okay. I'm pretty happy with my dinner. So with the wine, was I right? This was like $15 a glass.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Mhm.
All right.
I
I
thought
haven't
it
You,
was
looked.
and you know that and you know that I'm not a wine guy, so.
I'm not a breakfast guy, so
Buddies,
I mean they should pay you to get up that early and go in.
and did I
At least
surprise
it's all you can eat.
Megan?
Yeah, because that's important in a day like this.
You know, buddies, I will skip one segment today.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which one? The one where we give me a hard time?
No, the one that I was
It's every segment.
that I recorded during the weekend, and
Oh, you're gonna save that?
I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save. And we're going straight to our. But before that, we need to bring to remember everybody that Over Under was happily offered by Jason Canapp and here with the Magic.
Sponsored by the person who's not getting up early for breakfast. Thank you for helping me out, everybody. I want to remind everyone and maybe introduce some people to the lunch break, which we will have a brand new, exciting lunch break tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be heading over, speaking of Frontierland, I'm going to be heading over to Magic Kingdom and going to Tom Sawyer Island, where I will be wrapping up the summer picnic series from Tom Sawyer Island. I've always wanted to do a picnic from Tom Sawyer Island. We're going to do it. And hopefully the barrel bridges will be open, because the past 2 times I've been there, they've not been.
Oh,
which
you know,
was
the last
sad.
time I was there, actually, it was open.
I know, but that happens, and then I go back and it's closed again. It's a dirty little trick they're playing on me. And I'll talk about the other thing in a second, just so everyone knows. Apparently, the D23 Remy's Ratatouille adventure thing, that goes on sale tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So when we end the lunch break a few minutes early, you'll understand why, and all of you will help me remember, because there's gonna be a lot of crying if that doesn't happen. Okay. Also for those of you who
either way.
That's right. For those of you who are not familiar with the videos and the morning minutes and things, head over to youtube.com/Here with the Magic or Instagram.com/Here with the Magic to enjoy these, like, relaxing, a lot more relaxing than this show. I can tell you that.
That doesn't take much.
That's true. Not much. True. I mean, Carlos is just so exciting.
It's the sultry sound of his voice.
You're so exciting. You're so stimulating to the universe.
No, but I was not following. I was reading the comments.
Okay, because why should they be any different? It's fine.
But one thing, because I'm a really big fan of the morning minute. I just wanted.
Well, thank you.
And
what's your favorite been so far? What's your favorite?
Oh, I have. Every time that I
doesn't
wake
know
up
'cause he
and
doesn't
see,
watch.
I watch plenty of them. I really like when you bring the morning minutes, mostly from resorts and mostly not from parts of the park. I like that. But one thing, what I still missing is the card that I could use to talk about the morning minute. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Lisa tonight and have her walk over to the barrel bridge with a sign that says it's closed. Stick it on there.
I'll get your stinking card sometime soon.
Okay.
You're never seen that cord.
And opened.
Oh, did I saw the sign?
Oh, now we're singing. Is that the Pitch Perfect version or is that the original version?
It's Ace of
And
Base,
it's also the Red Hot Chili Peppers one, Under the Bridge.
Was it really?
Yeah.
No, not that's a different song.
Oh. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay. So, just so to clear this up, I see my mother commenting. I'm not sure if I go tomorrow, try tonight, wait until lunch. Okay, first of all, you're not a D23 member. Stop freaking out. Okay. Second, I'll take care of it. You don't go anywhere tomorrow. It's all good. I'll explain it to you later. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Lisa is an Ace of Base.
Previous broadcast, yes.
What was that face?
No, it's the awkward moment of the show. The silent moment.
Awkward moment number 24.
Yeah, so, buddies, now is the time.
That was the awkward time?
Now is the best time. Jason was really mean to me now.
What not mean? It's not mean.
I spent a long time preparing the segment that I had to assume that I decided not to show.
I was trying to make you feel better about it.
And then Jason just said, "Well, we're not interested." Well, okay. I spent the whole weekend. I spent the whole weekend preparing that. Okay, but I'm saving the segment because we're gonna have a 3-hour show. So don't worry about it. Yeah, my heart is poked, but no problem.
Well, it's a day that ends in Y.
Well, buddies, what I think is that our top 3. One thing is that one of the most. We could have this one as probably one of our first top 3s or the first top 5s when we used to have the top 5s, because that it took a long time for us for not to do that. And our top 3 is a very special one. Is top 3 Disney legends. And then you have the beautiful thing is that the way that we pick our tops was so diverse, and as the Disney Legend Award is so diverse, so it was amazing.
I prefer the word creative.
Why?
I don't know. I thought I had a good list.
It's a diverse list. I mean, because the award itself is
yes.
That's true.
Because it was from different from acting, for Imagineering, for managing. It was great. It was really great. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the top 3.
Yeah, you both cheated. It's okay.
The top 3 Disney legends, and I think that Jason requests me or Collin to start. Is it that right? So I will go with I will go first. Okay. And my very first one is you know that I like music, and the whole thing is to go to. It was pretty easy for me to go to a composer or a conductor or someone that was pretty much related to attractions, movies, and everything. And he was Buddy Baker. And Buddy Baker composed more than 200 scores for Disney motion pictures, for television, and theme parks, from David Crockett theme to conducting the Winnie the Pooh scores, from Grim Griminy Goes to If You Had Wings. And also he did an amazing work as Epcot's music director. So he picked up not only the great songs that we have in Epcot, and for me Epcot is a park that is so musical, and the music is important. And yes, and I needed to bring for Jason, and he was the one who supervised and made the whole arrangement of the medley for Impressions de France.
Thank you very much.
So Buddy Baker, our Buddy Baker, he he needed to be there.
Oh my gosh, that was bad even for us.
But you know, I respect a lot, Jason, that you have the work that he did in Impression de France is amazing. But for me, what stands out is, if you had wings, you can do many things. You can widen a word if you had wings. That's for me is the most amazing theme park song ever. I already told you that once here, and I'm loved. And actually he did that along with someone that will be probably in one of our lists later on. So there were always 2 composers.
Nice. How many people? I want to know, like, also, like, as we do this, how many people have heard of these various Disney legends? Because I think a lot of the Disney legends are kind of there's a lot of Disney legends who are artists. I think the film, they're in movies and shows and are very popular by name. But like, there's a lot of obscure names as well.
And the whole thing. Remember that last episode we commented by the lack of credits for the Imagineers or for people that are behind the attractions and the planning of the parks, and the good thing is that somehow Disney Legends and D23 we can get that a little bit of that information, so that we can follow that. Collin, your number 3.
Yeah, and this is actually, I think it's the only one on my list that isn't parks related, but there's a very good reason for that, and I think we'd all agree on that. And mine is actually Robin Williams. And honestly, I didn't know he was a Disney legend until we looked through the list, and it had to be on my list after I saw the list. That's kind of trippy. But at the same time, I mean,
I miss
think
Bob.
about it.
I
Yeah.
miss Bob.
But I mean, who else can you think of except for Robin Williams as far as the joy that he brought to so many different people, not only as the genie in various roles with the Disney company, but even beyond that. And that's part of the reason it's on my list, because you've got things like Good Will Hunting, you've got Mrs. Doubtfire, you've got so many things that he did quite honestly ad-libbed for most of it. And the influence that it still continues to have today. And I know there's a big book that's out currently that's called Robin, and it goes back through a lot of the things that he did with Disney, archiving some of the events and things that just worked. And one of the things that has always stood out to me is in scenes like when he's in the marketplace in Aladdin. They literally just stuck him in a room. They gave him some things and said, hey, go for it. And that's what you got out of it. I mean, there are very few people in the world that you can do that with. And the reality of it is just, it's stuff that comes off the tongue, and it fits so perfectly into the scene. And you can't replicate it. And he did the same thing with Good Morning Vietnam. I mean, how can you not love that? And for me, that's one of the things that stood the test of time with Disney and continues to be used around the parks time and time again. So even if it's not a person that's only done Disney stuff, the influence and the draw and even the heart to it all has influenced so many people.
Mm-hmm. Jason, you're number 3.
So mine, there's a theme. There's kind of a theme to them. So I'm starting with Ub Iwerks, who was inducted in 1989, and good, you got the right picture. Good. And he goes way back. I mean, I think the only person who goes further back at this point is Roy with Walt. And they met in Kansas City. They started working on animation together there. The two of them, when Disney started his Laugh-O-Gram cartoon series, Iwerks joined him as the chief animator there. They worked on the Alice comedies together, and it was Iwerks who actually designed the character that became Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, which is I think it's interesting. Anyway, so then the whole Universal Pictures fiasco things happened. Iwerks, Oswald was hired away, and Oswald was still kind of taken away, and eventually Iwerks, after doing some other work, there's a controversy as to whether Iwerks, like what his role was as it relates to creating Mickey Mouse. So some people credit him with kind of creating at least the more refined version of Mickey. He was also involved with Silly Symphonies and Steamboat Willie. He was actually like Steamboat Willie and the Skeleton Dance and the Haunted House were almost entirely animated by Iwerks. So his impact during this early stage is huge. I mean, huge. It's hard to even know what Disney would be in terms of its works if he hadn't been involved. It's not that it wouldn't have happened necessarily, but eventually he leaves in like 1930. But then many years later he returns and works mostly on special effects, including combining live action and animation in Song of the South, which was a big deal at that point. He worked in WED, which eventually became Imagineering, helping with design of theme park attractions. And he won a this is interesting, I didn't know about this before I researched it. He won an Academy Award for his special effects for Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh, really?
Isn't that cool? Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Anyway, so he was he's a pretty cool guy.
Yep.
Pretty impactful guy. Yeah. I hadn't seen that picture. Like that picture is not the one you usually see. You usually see the
one
earlier.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy.
It is creepy. I'm glad you just thought the one.
No, it's creepy. I don't like that one. Okay, so it's me now. Yeah. So I'm going to my number 2. And actually, during this week, Jason brought inspired the idea of of this topic, because he was bringing he made a comment in our group about something like Ruth. I cannot remember. And it's another Imagineer, and actually she worked not Imagineer. She worked in animation, and we were discussing.
Still alive.
Yeah, still alive, and we were talking about that. But I need to bring, and I'll have to confess, because she's my Disney. I would say one of my Disney crushes. And she's, for me, she's not only outstanding, but she's so classy, beautiful. And I'm talking about Mary Blair. And Mary Blair, not only for the drawing concepts that she worked in movies like from Alice to the in Wonderland, for Peter Pan, some Song of the South, some Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, but the whole thing that designing the characters and designing attractions, like Small World, like even El Rio del Tiempo in the Mexican Pavilion, and also the work that she did inside the Disney Contemporary Resort. But if I want to talk about Mary Blair, I have to bring you have to watch, because the whole thing that she does with watercolors, and there's a nice coincidence, because Walt Disney brought her to be in the whole assemble, the whole group that traveled to South America during the tour that he did to Brazil, Argentina, and then later on they went to Chile, and Mary Blair actually was brand new in that group, but the work that she did with watercolors, with a Brazilian song called Aquarela do Brasil. Aquarela is watercolor, is the translation, and you have to watch the short movie. I'll bring in the
on Disney Plus.
It is called Aquarela do Brasil, okay, and it's basically I think it's on Disney Plus, but you can also watch in YouTube. I got it some parts of it in YouTube, okay, and buddies. I also I took part of the song here, but I cannot go on that. I cannot go on that.
Because you'll cry, or because we'll get copyright strikes?
No. Was not
mutually exclusive, Collin.
Was not for the song. I would sing a part of that, but I can't. And so the whole.
So Jason will.
So the whole thing that I have to ask you guys when it comes to Mary Blair is one of the most beautiful works that she did. It is try to find the short movie Aquarela do Brasil and see the whole work that she does with animation and watercolors. It is beautiful.
How does this,
beautiful.
I'm having a hard time picturing this. Like, is it watercolor animation, or is it painted?
There's a mix.
Normal
of
animation painted with watercolor.
There's a mix. There's a mix of two. So they take all the concepts in watercolors and because it vanishes, it's so beautiful. And then they have the regular animation, which is a little bird that starts to shows up there. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And the song Aquarela do Brasil, you know which is the song, no? It is
no clue. We don't speak that language, Carlos.
Esse coqueiro que dá coco, onde eu amarro as minhas redes, e nas noites claras de luar, Brasil, Brasil. It's the one of the most famous Brazilian songs. It is pretty old, and actually the whole story is that Walt and heard a waiter in São Paulo singing that song, and said, "What is aquarela?" And he said, then they said, "Aquarela is watercolor." And he brought Mary Claire and said, "It is for you." And so they started to design right away. Actually, the first 10 days of their tour in Brazil was pretty prolific, because by when they got to Argentina, was when Walt got the news that his father died. So it went pretty dark, the whole thing. but it was beautiful. So that is the whole thing. Aquarela do Brasil with Mary Blair, and she's beautiful. She's so classy. She's I'm a big fan of her. Okay. Who is the next one? Collin.
This is me.
Yeah, Collin. You're number 2, Collin.
Yeah, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention this name, because it is one of those that is just so classic Disney in so many ways. You can't think of the parks, and you've been, either if you know it or you don't know it, if you've been to the parks, you've been on something he's had a hand in. And for me, it's Bob Gurr. From everything from the Matterhorn to the Skyway to, I mean, the monorails even. I mean, there's so many vehicles that he touched along the way that he created and designed from basically the ground up. And if you've ever tried to do that, it's near impossible from a creative standpoint to create something entirely new. And he managed to do it time and time again. And if you've been on a monorail, the current version is a rendition of what his original version was. And even before that, I believe he worked, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't looked this up in a little while, but either the Ford Motor Company or General Motors, one or the other, had Bob Gurr before he ended up with Imagineering and worked with Walt Disney directly. And he just took so many of those concepts and not only applied it to attraction vehicles like the Tomorrowland Speedway and things like that, but other items in the parks that you wouldn't expect, like when designing the Matterhorn. There's so many engineering feats that were made there with the first tubular roller coaster in the United States, well, in the world, really, to my understanding. It's just stuff that had never been done before, and the creativity from an engineering perspective is just incredible, and it continues to be that way. I mean, you can find videos of him still today talking about some of the things that have been designed and redesigned and developed in the parks, and just the stories that he could tell of not only the engineering feats but the design feats. And some of it truly is brilliant, especially considering the time frame and the materials that he was working with at that point in time. I mean, you're talking late 50s for most of the stuff, especially at Disneyland. I mean, you didn't have processes on computers that were able to make some of this for you. It was all hand drawn and developed from there. I mean, you can't have a Disney Imagineer that you can look at and say, hey, he's had a hand in everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Time and time again.
And I run into him in a D23 because
he's super nice.
Yeah, his
too.
first day he was walking around. Yeah, walking around. Really, really nice.
He's very normal.
Yep. Jason, you're number 2.
My number 2.
Oh, sorry.
My number 2 is John Hench, who was inducted in 1990. So he joined Disney in 1939 as a sketch artist in the story department. And he first worked on Fantasia, but he was so good. He was so respected by Walt Disney. Really is one of the studio's most gifted artists. He was assigned pretty quickly to work with Salvador Dali on the animated short Destino, which we've talked about before. Started in 1945, but didn't get finished until 2003. It was a long project. So anybody who's working on a project that's dragging on, just remember Destino. After that, he moves to WED Enterprises, which of course is Imagineering now. And in 1954, he was in the studio's live action department as the lead developer of the hydraulic giant squid in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh,
now this is a guy. So he starts off in animation as a sketch artist in Fantasia. He starts as a sketch artist, and not even 20 years later, he's now developing a hydraulic giant squid. This is what happens.
That is the beauty.
Disney, right? It's amazing.
That is the beauty of Walt. That for me, that's the most amazing thing about Walt.
Right? He wins the Academy. Basically, I mean, it's Disney that gets the Academy Award, but he effectively wins the Academy Award for Best Special Effects that year. For that movie, and then he's also this is something I just learned. He was the official portrait artist of Mickey Mouse. So he painted the company's portraits for Mickey's 25th, 50th, 60th, 70th, and 75th birthdays. He led the design for Tomorrowland, for the Adventureland buildings and walkways, New Orleans Square and Disneyland, of course, Snow White's Grotto. He's also credited with designing Space Mountain, or at least participating in that, Cinderella Castle at Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland.
He was pretty involved in Epcot too.
And this is the thing. This is why I brought him in with with Ub Iwerks because Ub was there at the beginning, and it's hard to imagine a Disney without Ub. And I think some people have commented here tonight that they don't think Disney would exist without Ub Iwerks.
Mm-hmm.
John Hench, I think it's undisputed that he had an incredible effect on Disney, not just because of his talent and all the different departments he worked in and so forth, but he worked full time for Disney from 1939 until 2004,
Mm-hmm.
up until the day he died.
He died, yes.
At the age of 95,
Mm-hmm.
he was working full time for Disney. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's. I think it's hard to even begin to imagine how much impact he had on Disney as a company.
And he was the guy, the one with the collars, no? He was the guy who.
He was the guy. Well, the thing is that he's tall, and he's taller than Walt Disney, but they had such similarities in terms of their physique and their facial, like the mustache and everything. That people would often mistake him for Walt Disney and ask for autographs.
But he was the one who was the guy with collars,
Collars
shade,
or colors?
color shades. That's it.
Color.
And there's something about there was some sponsor company that came to him during Epcot's construction and said, I'm not so sure about this white color here. The white color in that pavilion, and said, white? Which white? Because I'm using something like 215 different shades of white there. It was something like that. And for me, that I'm kind of colorblind, for me, oh my gosh, how many colors. But the host,
there's only 3. What are you talking about?
yeah, for me, it's white is white. But there's one thing about the whole thing bringing Walt is that the Walt ability and Walt the way that he could pick up different skills from people and pull and said, now you're gonna do that. No, but I was using to do. I was used to do that. Don't worry. He did the same thing with Bob Gurr. He did the same thing with Bob Gurr. So you're gonna do that.
Somebody asked a question. I think Fred may have asked a question. Do any have signatures hidden in the park? And I know that at least Bob Gurr does because on the Imagineering show, they showed him sign the wall inside of the Matterhorn,
which I think they forced him to do because he didn't want to do that. He said, I think he said after 50 years, he said, I'd never signed the wall, and he said it was reserved for cast members, and technically he was never a cast member, he was a designer. It was just it's funny to see him look at it from that perspective, like, no, I wasn't a part of that. It's like, no, you built the thing. Like, it's incredible though.
Okay, so let's go to my number one, and then we're gonna have other 2 honorable mentions by the end. Yes, but my
Cheaters.
number one, Collin got so revoked. Well, my number one is X Atencio, and the X is because actually Walt Disney, his name was Javier Atencio, and said, "I'll call you X." And that's the way that he got the X Atencio. And X Atencio was pretty important as animator in movies like Fantasia. But the whole thing with X Atencio is the decisive work that he did as in 2 particular pieces, 2 songs, Green Grimly Goes and Yo-Ho, the Pirates theme, which is he was the lyricist. He wrote the lyrics for both songs, and also for If You Have Wings. But the whole thing with X Atencio is that he was a really good was really good in storytelling and scripts, and there was also some people that say that Walt Disney had a kind of a good heart for him, because Walt was usually a guy that was not used to say you did a good work or you to praise the work. He usually would do that throughout other people. But with X was different because he used to go to X and I like that, and X was used to have a sweet spot on Walt's heart. So this is X Atencio, and he worked closely with Buddy Baker and many other Imagineers, and you cannot think about a list without him. And I would say that my list is not in the order of preference. You could have Mary Blair in the top. Buddy Baker is they're legends. So.
I like
Okay, like it, good.
I like it.
Collin, you're number one.
Yeah, my number one was the only one I knew I was going to put on this list before I looked at the list. And for me, it's one of the few people in the Disney company that I'd still like to meet at some point and just shake their hand and say thank you. Because it's just the influence that he's had not only on things that capture the imagination, but also the things that influence so many of the memories that we have of the parks. And it's Richard Sherman. I mean, think about some of your favorite attractions, the most classic ones around. And he's 93 years old at this point. He's been doing stuff on and off with Disney basically since he started. I mean, even a few years ago, he helped with some of the stuff for the Disneyland's anniversary. And there are very few people like Richard Sherman left in the world. And I don't say that like generously or anything of the matter. Just the storytelling ability is truly incredible. And we all know the classic songs, The Age of Not Believing, Feed the Birds, The Best Time of Your Life. I mean, all these things that we all relate to. They all exist. They all are things. But when you hear him talk not only about like his experiences with Walt Disney or his experience with other cast members, it's always we. It's never me. It's never this. It's never that. Occasionally you'll hear him talk about his brother, and then even then it's always a team aspect. And then on top of that, you have this reality that when he's in interviews, you'll have a lot of people that'll never say a bad word about Walt Disney. And Richard Sherman will be very honest with the fact that there were some not so wonderful characteristics of Walt Disney. And I think that's important to recognize because he also goes to the other end of the spectrum and says, those are also the things that made Walt Disney who he was. And it brought so much character to who he was as a person, but also the reputation that he had among not only his cast, but also people in the world around him. I mean, he had a vision. He wanted to stick to that vision. And you have to respect to a certain level while also recognizing the flaw. And I think Richard Sherman does that in interviews, and not only just in what he says and the way that he articulates things. And you can see it in just from moments that he shares the memories with Walt. He had so much respect for the man, but he also had so much respect for the process, which is really hard to articulate. But when you see a modern Disney compared to that version of Disney, it's a very different company, both good and bad. But when you look back and you hear those stories and you hear him talking about playing a song for Walt Disney, I mean, how many people in the world can say that? I mean, you sat in a window with the piano and Walt Disney said play it, and you played Feed the Birds for Walt Disney. I mean, how can you not love stories like that as a Disney fan, and hearing it from the guy who was there? And you can still do that. I mean, he's 93. He's only going to be with us forever. He's not going to be with us forever, unfortunately, but it's one of those people you'd love to shake his hand and just say thank you to the man, because he's brought so much joy to so many people over the years, even beyond Disney. It goes so many different directions, but that has to be my number one, and that one I would rank at the top of my list.
You know, and that is one thing, Collin, that there's that camaraderie, the partnership, or camaraderie. How do you call it?
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
There you go.
You can help me. That one that you have between those guys. You know that Buddy Baker, he was the one that was supposed to compose and to bring the song for It's a Small World. But then he turned to Walt and said, you know one thing, I think that the Sherman's brother are coming with something a little bit better.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And so it is amazing. It is amazing. And you have many stories with between them, things like that, pulling up, helping out.
And there
the
was
others.
so much of that kind of, I say this kind of tongue in cheek, but that like classic respect among people in that group.
Integrity.
Yeah, it's a different society and a very different world that they lived in. You could tell, but it's one of those things you look back on kind of on a high note, because it's like that's pretty cool that it was that way.
Jason, your number one, please.
So my number one, again, kind of keeping with the theme in terms of the sort of impact over time on Disney. I think it's kind of a no-brainer for me. And it's a double. So Collin may say I'm cheating. I don't care. It's Lillian Disney and Edna Disney. And
At least
so
it's the same family.
and that's Lillian. You have Lillian there on the left, and Edna in the middle. Lillian, of course, was Walt's wife. Edna was Roy's wife. I won't spend a lot of time going through the history of either one of them. Just to say, there's a lot online about this. Actually, you can read about if you go to the D23 site. You can read all about all of the various people we're talking about tonight, and some of the folks that you guys have mentioned as well about some of whom haven't received it yet, but a lot who have. But I think that Lillian and Edna, you cannot understate the impact that they had. I don't think Walt Disney as a company would exist. I don't think Walt Disney would have been the success that he was, and Roy able to help that success happen. I don't think any of that would have happened if it wasn't for Lillian and Edna being there to support them, to provide counsel, to pick them up and dust them off, and send them back into battle, to listen to their crazy ideas and actually go along with them. I mean, can you imagine what the dinner table would be like at Roy's house? And he comes home and describes the idea that his brother just shared with him, his little brother just shared with him, and is now tasking him with finding the money or finding the means to do it. And Edna having to say, like, I'm supporting you and do your thing. And I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I think the fact that these guys were able to achieve what they achieved shows how influential and how much of a role those two women played. And I don't think they get nearly enough credit for making this all possible. So that's why they're not only on my list, but they're on Disney's list as a legend. They were added, I believe, posthumously, right? Because Lillian passed away. Edna was 94, and she passed away in 1984. So that was well before a few years before they started the Legends. And I think that Lillian was later. It was like 2004 or something like that. Interesting. Like Roy, not the nephew Roy, but the Roy, brother Roy, and Walt are not legends. Never will be. I don't think. I don't think the CEOs get. At least they haven't yet.
They haven't yet. Well, they're not. Yes, they haven't yet.
Yeah.
But that's why there's a good opportunity to bring one.
I have an honorable mention.
Yeah. So bring yours, and I'll bring mine after yours.
Mine and not like might be some people don't know this name, but my honorable mention is Frank Wells, who was inducted in 1994, which was the same year that he passed away in a tragic helicopter crash. Frank Wells was the president and chief operating officer for 10 years, from 1984 to 1994. And he kind of stands in the shadow of Michael Eisner, who was really his partner during that period of time. Michael Eisner was the CEO. He was the COO. Interestingly enough, Frank Wells did not report to Michael Eisner. He reported to the board, which is unusual for a COO position. But I mean, it was during this period. This is the Disney decade that we talk about, that everybody talks about. And it was that partnership between Frank Wells and Michael Eisner that made so much of that success possible.
Yes.
And frankly, no pun intended there. Sorry. Once Frank Wells is gone,
everything changed.
Michael Eisner really kind of begins to slide. I mean, he ran into health issues and leadership issues and all sorts of challenges. Some of which under his control, and some of which weren't. But I think it's a name that more people should know.
Yeah, Fred is pointing something really. He was the right for Eisner. Yes.
I don't know. So people. Okay. So here's the thing. People say that because of his, because of the financial pieces and stuff. I actually, the more I learn about him, the more I read, the more I feel like it was kind of behind the scenes. It was sort of flipped, because I think that I actually think that Michael naturally was more reserved and more guarded, and it was Frank who kind of blew wind, who kind of provided the wind into the sails, which doesn't get a lot of play because of the role that he played, and kind of just his. But you think about how he was outside of work. He was an adventurist.
Yes,
the helicopter crash was because he was skiing. They were doing the helo skiing,
and he had the intention to climb every one of the seven summits.
Almost got it. The only one he missed was Everest.
Yes, and
that's because they had to turn around.
And there's a connection.
Perhaps the most dangerous one too.
Remember, by the beginning of the show, that I presented the window for those four employees. And that I mentioned that I did the post in Ponto Orlando on Sunday, and one of my favorite windows in Main Street is the one for Frank Wells, which is in the third level It is higher than any other one. Actually, not higher than Walt's, but it's higher, and it is a expedition company.
Oh yeah,
and
Greg just wrote. He said there are Frank Wells references in Everest and the Matterhorn also.
Good.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay, so I will
That's
go.
it.
I'll go to my honorable mention. It's probably it's my favorite engineer, Imagineer, which is Mark Davis. And Mark Davis needed to be here. He was not only
You should throw Alice in too, while you're at it.
Might as well cheat some more while you're at it. We're just gonna come with a list of like 75 when we just rattle them all off.
And he was one of the Disney 9-old men. He was Disney's ladies' man. He was responsible for designing Snow White, Cinderella, Alice, Aurora, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, Tinkerbell. Come on. And also Bambi. And then he was totally... And then when Walt pushed him to work as an Imagineer, again, doing that crazy Walt thing, he was an amazing animator. He said, no, you know one thing, now you're going to work with me in the theme parks. And from that one, you have Jungle Cruise, Ticket Room, Carousel of Progress, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and the other thing is that nobody talks about all the attractions that he worked pretty hard that never saw the light of the day.
They're sitting on the shelf somewhere.
Western River Expedition, the Enchanted Snow Palace, that actually they use it, and that's the beauty of Imagineering too, because sometimes they dig on the old project and they bring things like that. So part of those experiences were used even in the Splash Mountain, or even in the Frozen attraction in Epcot. Come on, it's great. So this is for me, and everybody said that he used to be a pretty funny guy, really nice guy to work with, and Mark Davis is my favorite engineer. Imagineer is one of the ones that I have the most books here. I'm a big fan. Yeah, buddies, that was our top three, and the top. Yeah, the top three this week, and actually was a top 3.5.
Like top 15. Whatever. Whatever.
But this top three was brought by the Pontos. Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami. The thing about you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook with Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami. If you're curious about the the South Florida and the destination and whatever we would like to know about here, is go to Ponto Miami. That's where I can bring some images and some hints about South Florida. And every Tuesday, 8 p.m., you have my live show. Sorry, that's not that one. It's this one here. Oh.
Well, we like that too.
Yeah.
But this is what
Tuesday, 8 p.m. You have my live. Now, next one I will be devoting some. It will be in studio. It's not going to be live outside on location, but I will be taking some time to talk about attractions in the Broward County. We know that South Florida has 3 main counties, and I'm going to be talking about the Fort Lauderdale area and things that you can do there. And also, I have to point out that don't forget that we have our YouTube. And it's not related to Pontos, but it's actually After Hours YouTube channel, After Hours Let's Stop Disney. You can follow us there. It's also one of the sponsors of the top 3 tonight. Yes, it was really good. Despite the fact that, again, I think it's because I have the fan here.
is that what it is?
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah. It's like a rattling or something, like a buzz. Something's a buzz.
Yep.
Do you hear it, Colin?
No. Probably just cheaters hear it.
Does anyone else know what that sound is?
And I know, Colin, for something that I cannot disclose, there was something that I shared with Jason. It was because of there's something we did, and then I said it was like playing volley. You prepared the strike, and then the other player goes there and cuts and do the. And it was like that for you. It was everything prepared for you to see. What's that sound?
Nope.
You know?
Nope.
Yeah, the ball went the other way.
I refuse.
We lost the point. We lost the point.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Do this thing. What's that sound? Is the next segment. This segment is everyone's favorite segment, except for Collin Kendall. Send your letters to Collin at guide4wdw.com. We are going to play for you a brief little sound. A little sound bite from somewhere
Not to
in
be
Walt Disney
confused
World.
about a sound from his briefs.
Right. That's a very different sound and a very different show.
I lost Carlos there for a minute.
I don't want to hear that now.
How do you not have a sound effect for that?
Oh no!
Right,
Thank God, no. How do you recorded that?
Okay. So we're gonna play for you a brief little bit of sound, and your job is to tell us what that sound is. Be as specific as possible, location, as many details as possible. And today is your lucky day, because today is the day that, well, actually tomorrow morning is the day that Carlos Silva will get in line for you in the Epcot parking lot, where he will stand in the rain. And at 1 p.m. tomorrow, he will purchase.
I cannot.
Ticket for you.
Yeah,
What?
I have my shoulder therapy. I cannot even watch your lunch break tomorrow.
Why?
I cannot. I'm gonna be. I tried the last time. I tried on Monday. On Monday, I did that.
Relieve your pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here we
No,
go.
Monday night, it was yesterday.
I think I was kind this week with the sounds too. By the way, I think
Let's go. Let's try to.
there's a bit of a theme to it. Let's do the first one.
Really? Let's go. You 1, 2, and 3. Ooh.
Yeah. Right. That's the one.
Let's go again. In 1, 2, and 3. Oh yeah, there's a theme to it. Yes.
Yeah, there is a theme.
In 1, 2, and 3.
It's
The
tricky.
thing is, I think I know what this is.
It's tricky. We got some gonna say Kelly says Thunder Mountain. Sarah says Big Thunder Mountain. Mark says Big Thunder Mountain. Lisa says Cart Morocco. That's right.
That's a really. I love that. I love that. Caleb saying the same thing. A cart.
Perfect. Yes. Colin's Plymouth
Jason's
Duster.
Pinto in
Peter.
1923.
Does have that sound to it. Yes, yes. Mom's saying it's roller coaster going up. Joe says trolley cars. I like it, like, right? That's what I'm saying. We get so much trolley cart noise on the lunch break, or anytime you're trying to do video. Frankly, Anthony says Thunder Mountain. Chris Shepard Thunder Mountain. Michael says Everest. So I think it's pretty clear it's a coaster. We do have a correct answer.
Mark
Accurate.
said that is Carlos showed at the chiropractor. Oh, it was my back.
It's the same amount of screaming too.
We do have a correct answer. We have
Yes.
several correct answers actually.
Let's reveal it. You know, it's funny
So
in
good.
Big
That's
Thunder.
steady hands.
When you
McGee
have
right
that
there.
little father, everybody was, wow. That's always
You know,
good.
it's interesting when you rewatch this. I mean, you're experiencing it too, but when you rewatch it, it's just the Disneyland version of Thunder Mountain is so much better.
It's a lot cooler.
Oh, it's so much better.
Let's go to the second one.
Okay.
In 1, 2, and 3. Yes.
Let's see. We have.
Let me do it again. In 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
I don't have a very good guess on this one. I have a guess, but it's not a good one.
Main Street USA is what Lisa is saying.
Main Street USA says Lisa.
That's
We
what
don't have a lot of get. I think we've stumped some people. Maybe
Yes, I think
this
so.
is a hard one. I think Colin has an idea. Maybe
It's a little random if it is what I think it is.
Mary, hi Mary. Mary's saying near Storybook Circus.
That's a good. That's
Caleb saying Walt Disney World Marching Band.
Oh, I love it
John-
when you catch the mark.
John is saying Main Street Entrance Music. Kelly is saying Cavalcade in Liberty Square. American Pavilion is what Mike O'Reilly is saying. Hi Mike, how are you, buddy? Seven Dwarfs is Mark Jones saying. Our buddy Chris Shepard saying Main Street USA. Buddy Mark Williams is saying American Adventure. Megan saying Muppets at Hall of Presidents. The marching group on Main Street. Sarah say Hollywood Studios.
We have no correct answers.
No.
I mean, they're ballparkish some,
That bodes well for me.
but there's none correct.
Yeah, there's none correct.
Adventureland Music, no. No.
Hmm.
One thing we can tell is that Lisa is in the right park.
That's true.
Do it a little longer. No, Kelly, is that?
I don't give them that option, Kelly. You don't
Yeah,
understand.
I'll play it again. I'll play it again.
I like Greg says Midway area of Toy Story Land. That's not correct, but I like that.
I like that too. Yeah.
Idea.
Near Casey's Corner, Winnie the Pooh area, Hubgrass. No.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I actually thought this one was going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I hear it
Yes,
this
but
way, I
don't
think
I
it's,
don't know if
it's
right.
What do you think, Colin?
I think it's the Barnstormer.
No, but that would be good too.
Well, I think we got someone. Who
Oh, we
it.
got one.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
one. And it is, yes, it is this one here. Kelly, you got it right. Again, we have those two guys.
They're always there.
I follow them. Actually, I think they follow you, but
You got my shot.
Again, the same two guys. Okay, let's go to the third one. In 1, 2, and 3.
I mean, you can almost
so many comments.
you can almost hear a bath bomb in the background.
We're gonna do it again.
That's a word for it.
And we're gonna do it again. Pay attention in 1, 2, and 3. The best one that I saw up to now is this one. That was Jason's son. You got
Carlos
it.
after a bowl of chili.
Greg says pirates. Kelly says someone drowning. A clog in the thing.
Saying cold bathroom.
It's very specific, Peter.
Mark, a little more. It's Jason's stomach before Mexican Pavilion. Yes, that's circus
Ooh, the
book story.
hydrolators,
Water.
I like that answer, but then I don't think that's
Tango bathroom.
He wishes
Nemo
he had that
ride.
sound.
The toilet flush is what Patricia's saying. Caleb saying Pirates of the Caribbean. Joe Logan is going specifically. It's Men in the Well Pirates.
Oh, that's very specific.
Little Mermaid ride when you go under the water. The hydrolators. It was water.
I think I mean, we got,
You got it right. I already got it right. Actually, we got it right in the beginning.
nailed it.
But actually, let's bring the one who got it specifically right.
Yeah.
Was Joe Logan.
Aloft, matey. Where be Captain Jack Sparrow and the treasure, you bilge rat?
But
Because
then-
Waterboarding Carlos would have been the correct
We have
answer.
to remove so many elements from pirates, but we can leave the waterboarding.
Exactly.
The torture scene's fine.
but
no
one
problem.
Thing,
He's spitting
one
out
thing.
the water. It's okay.
One thing. And Marchon is saying his name is Carlos. But one thing, where are the two dudes?
What two dudes?
The ones that were in the other two the two videos.
Oh, they're on the other side. They're there. They're there.
Oh, they're in the
there.
same boat. They're same boat.
Yeah,
they're
they're in the
good.
same boat.
Good. Because
Yes, we have a double theme going.
Yeah,
We
okay.
have a triple theme going. This was all Magic Kingdom.
Mhm.
This was all with both my boys were there, and Michelle was there too, and it was all the same day, which is unusual for us. Usually I pick from different times and stuff, but this was all the same day in the Magic Kingdom before the deluge.
Oh yes, that was.
I actually
that
have
was the-
video of the deluge. I should share at some point. It's quite incredible. We had a nice little islands in the
Correct
stream
answer for that
happening
one's
in
Jason in the
Tomorrowland.
rain.
It was,
Yes, it's true, Caleb. Don't tell them, Carlos. Don't be chicken. Yes. Carlos, don't be.
We can
Yes.
reenact that scene. Put it on a T-shirt. This
That-
is our Carlos.
don't tell him, Carlos.
And yeah, so that was our nice and very always the fan favorite. What's that sound? And buddies, that was our episode 61 also. And I just need to remember everybody that next week we're gonna have a very, very, very special episode. It's our episode 62, Back to School, with our friends from the Teachers
to School.
Pep Rally podcast.
To school.
Pete.
Not to be confused with the Rodney Dangerfield movie.
Yeah.
But that was summer school. Never mind. That was summer school, wasn't it?
That, we're gonna have Fred, Pete, Aaron and Letitia. They're gonna be together with us. Not all together in the same time. We're gonna have them helping us in different segments, but it will be great. We're preparing that. We need to work a little bit in some things there, but it is great. Again, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget that every Thursday night we're gonna be here with you for After Hours Let's Talk Disney. I would like to wish you a magical rest of the week. Please stay safe. Please take care, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Ready to begin, let the wonder take hold. Feel it draw you in.